Yeah, hi, this is me, James Sparrow. I just wanted to do a brief introductory video to talk about the reason that I've started to make these short films or teachings. Um, you know, for a long time, I've looked at the church, I've looked at our function as Christians in the world, and I've seen a disconnection from what you see in Scripture um, as opposed to what you see today when you would walk into a modern church. I don't want to give anyone the wrong impression. I love the church. I think the church is the bride of Christ, and I think the church is the hope for the world in the fact that the church is the living, visible expression of Christ. I do think, however, that in a lot of ways people have been misled by some misunderstandings and have, in some cases, been corrupted by some self serving people looking to promote themselves, looking to promote their own Christian empires, if you will. But I do think that coming into the 21st century and looking around at the state of the world, particularly my own nation, I see a time that the church really needs to rise up and begin to fulfill the function that she has to be the hope of the world, to be the light of the world, to be the visible expression of Jesus Christ, to be his hands, to be his feet, and to reach out to those who are so desperately in need in a time which has become incredibly dark, incredibly painful, incredibly disconnected from what we would hope to see in our world. We see war, we see violence, we see degradation, we see people starving in the third world, we see people in chains to different types of life controlling problems. We see an epidemic of depression, we see an epidemic of mental illness, and the solutions that have been offered so far medically don't seem to be having much of an effect. Certainly, the medical profession has made incredible advances over the last 200 years, incredible advances in physiology, incredible advances in understanding how the human mind works, and yet there is still something fundamentally broken inside of humanity. So I think that it's important that we understand that the church's function is to bring man to a sense of completion, to bring man to an understanding of who he is, to reconnect him to the source, that we came from God, and that we have a relationship with God. And it's only when we come into that relationship with God consciously do we truly begin to understand what it means to be human beings. So my hope is that these videos would in some way begin to speak to the condition that seems to have infected our understanding of Christ, that we would begin to become visible representations of love, of grace, of peace, and that in the 21st century the church would become relevant again and would become a beautiful expression of the potential that mankind has. So God bless you all, and tune in soon.